What's up, surveillors? I'm back with another music video breakdown. Now this one's gonna be a little different. It's not gonna be like a breakdown, but it's just me gonna like explaining something. So initially when I first saw this music video, I was just like everybody else. There's clearly nothing wrong with it. And then I found a specific detail in there where it changes the whole narrative and the landscape of the music video, which is clearly a call and a dog whistle to like mob lynching. This music video was filmed at a famous lynching site. Country music star Jason Aldean's latest music video for Try That in a Small Town lasted just 1 week on country music television before the network pulled it in response of an outcry over its setting and lyrics. In the video, Aldean, who has been awarded Country Music Artist of the Decade by the Academy of Country Music, performs in front of the Maury County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee. This is the site of the 1946 Columbia race riot and the 1927 mob lynching of the 18-year-old black teenager named Henry Chout. Now listen to some of these lyrics.
We'll try that in a small town, see how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town.
It sounds like a call to arms, is what it sounds like. It
Well,
sounds
I mean,
like a call to arms.
You can't ignore the fact that the chorus of the song is, yeah, these things. If you try it in a small town, we're going to kick your ass.
We're going to kick your ass.
That's
or worse.
That's
or
the
worse.
Or worse. That's the message there.
And what's the or worse? The or worse is signified by the location in which the music video was shot, in Maury County Courthouse, where they had race riots and mob lynchings. The or worse is that we'll fucking lynch you like Henry Chout, like we did back in the early 1900s in this very location. Why else would they shoot that music video there? Now look at it from this perspective. Imagine if the Jonas Brothers played their 2008 hit song, Burning Up, in front of a Nazi Germany concentration camp. Would you think that's appropriate? Playing a song talking about who turned the temperature hotter cause I'm burning up in front of a concentration camp, or a place that used to be a Nazi concentration camp where they're putting Jewish people in ovens? Would that be okay? Of course not. But then we apply the same logic to Jason Aldean's new music video. All of a sudden people can't grasp the understanding of that. Why? Because God doesn't want them to. He's hardened their hearts. Exodus chapter 7 verse 3 through 4. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth mine armies, and my people the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt, by great judgments. God didn't want Pharaoh to understand, because if he understood, he would have let the people go, and then bygones would have been bygones. God didn't want this to be a bygone. God wanted revenge. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye.
Mama, couldn't we at least let Black Jesus hang alongside?
Forget it. The only Jesus I know is him, and the one thing he don't need is a partner.
Mama, how do we know Jesus wasn't black? He could have been from the lost tribe of Israel. They were supposed to be black.
I bet they were. If ever people were lost, we're it.
And we're the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Black people in America are the real Jews. So the nations that have spoiled us have touched the apple of God's eye. So what is God going to do to these nations? He's going to execute his judgments. 2 Kings chapter 10 verse 30 to 32. The Lord said to Jehu, because you have done well in accomplishing what is right in my eyes, and have done to the house of Ahab all that I had in mind to do, your descendants will sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation. Yet Jehu was not careful to keep the law of the Lord, the God of Israel, with all his heart. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, which he had caused Israel to commit. In those days, the Lord began to reduce the size of Israel. God was so sick with the Israelites not keeping the commandments that he reduced their size. He didn't want as much of them on the earth anymore. He was tired of them. Now let's see if God is reducing a particular people today.
So there's a new study that's come out that state in 17 states you have a declining white population, that more white people are actually dying than being born. Let's go ahead and roll the short clip.
White Americans are dying than being born. The University of New Hampshire study found a decrease in the white population across 17 states that make up around 38% of the U.S. population, including Florida, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. The declines are due to an aging population, fewer women of childbearing age, and lower fertility rates among whites. Between 1999 and 2014, the number of white births fell 8.4%, while the number of deaths rose 5.8%. According to recent studies, more white people are dying from suicide, drug abuse, and obesity-related issues in recent years. A co-author of the study said, "The white population isn't replacing itself. That accelerates the growing diversity of the American population. However, minority populations continue to grow and have much higher fertility rates. The census projects that people of color will be the majority in the U.S. in the mid-2040s."
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. What has been will be again, and what has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. So just like the days of old, when the Israelites weren't keeping God's commands and they were sinning, God reduced their size. Now God is doing it again, but it's not to the Israelites.
Look at these lies. Goblets and garden parties? Peace treaties? Odin. Proud to have it. Shamed of how he got it. We were unstoppable. I was his weapon in the conquest that built Asgard's empire. One by one, the realms became ours.
Notice what she said. She said proud to have it, but he's ashamed of how he got it.
Proud to have it. Shamed of how he got it.
That's literally America. They're proud to have this land, but they're ashamed of how they got it. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not.
Me? Has no one been taught our history? Look at these lies. Goblets and garden parties? Peace treaties?
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and established a city by iniquity.
We were unstoppable. I was his weapon in the conquest that built Asgard's empire. One by one, the realms became ours.
Woe to you who build your houses through the grievous toil of others, and all their building materials are the bricks and stones of sin. I tell you, you shall have no peace. America is that nation that built its town with blood and established a city by iniquity. So why do people keep saying, God bless America, when the Bible says woe to a nation that does these things? Woe means great sorrow and distress. There's no blessing in that. Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 18. Thou shewest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompense of the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The great, the mighty God, Lord of hosts is his name. The Most High punishes the children for the iniquity of their fathers. Why? Because their foreparents are not here no more. They're dead and gone. But you're still benefiting off of what they've done. Therefore, you're going to get the punishment. Lord, you have heard their insults, all their plots against me, what my enemies whisper and mutter against me all day long. Look at them, sitting or standing. They mock me in their songs.
Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
Pay them back what they deserve, Lord, for what their hands have done. Put a veil over their hearts, and may your curse be on them. Pursue them in anger and destroy them from under the heavens of the Lord.